Hi, welcome back to another video. Third time lucky. Hopefully I'll get this done okay. It's my third attempt. Gremlins all afternoon. Anyway, I survived the weekend, had a fantastic time in Cardiff, Wales, and if you saw my last video, you'd have seen I was planning a trip to Diverse Vinyl in Newport, Wales, and guys there have been fantastic. I bought a few records over the pandemic. They specialise in a lot of audiophile type related work, albums. So if you're in the UK or beyond, have a look at their website. Got some great stuff. So I had a rummage through what they had in the shop. Needless to say, if I had plenty of cash, I would have spent a fortune. But I managed to pick up one record which caught my eye. Hadn't heard it before, but it's this one. Doug Kahn, Infant Eyes, and this is Doug Kahn's classic 1971 debut album for black jazz. Fantastic record. I'm really impressed with black jazz. I bought Doug Kahn's record that he brought out after this, called Journey to the Promised Land, I think it's called, and really love it. Spiritual jazz, basically, that's what it is. Really nice to listen to. Lovely photograph, which caught my eye, of his wife and himself, Gene Cairn. Wife at the time. He's not married to her now. I think he's still alive. Pretty much, I think he's still alive. But this is a really lovely, great listen. Really impressed with this. Great record. It came in a scratch-proof rice paper inner, which always pleases me. Great cover. 2 tracks to note, which when I heard them I thought, great. Passion Dance, which is a McCoy Tyner track, and Acknowledgement, which is on Love Supreme, John Coltrane's Love Supreme, and Gene does some great vocals for that, which, as you know, if you listen to Love Supreme, there's it's repetitious Love Supreme with the background tune. Brilliant. Really like this. Really recommend it if you're into dipping a toe into spiritual jazz. I don't have much at all, but I do like Doug Cairn, so excellent. Now, second record. Haven't played it yet, although I've streamed it a lot in the last few days. It's one of those records that from time to time you see an album cover and think, oh, that's really interesting. I really want to hear that. And only a few times I'll pick up a record based off the cover art or the photography. And it's this one. I'm really impressed. I haven't played it yet, but streaming it's lovely. It's by a trio called Forgiveness. And it's on the what's it called? The Gondwana Records. They're a trio, and one of the chaps is called Jack Wiley, or Jack Wheely. I think it's Jack Wiley, and he's a multi-instrumentalist. And this is a beautiful listen from start to finish. It's not really jazz. It's not really electronic. It's kind of an in-between mix of really lovely tracks. Very thoughtful, very positive, upbeat, light-hearted, and it's described as quite playful. But I just love that photo of this stork or giant egret, whatever it is, in this kind of misty clearing. It's a really fantastic listen. I really recommend it. From my reading of one of the chaps at Jack Wiley, he's part of the Portico Quartet, so he's into a bit of improvisation, and that you can hear there's a lovely bit of free playing in this. It's wonderful. So I really recommend you listen to this. I can't wait to listen to this later on. I'm going to give it a good clean on the project and spin it later on tonight. So that's Forgiveness. Oh, sorry, the name of the album is called Next Time Could Be Your Last Time. So, yeah, sorry, that's the name of the album. Anyway, I can't wait to get into that. Right, which prompted me to do this video on just a small selection of albums that I'm really passionate about, which really have drawn me in just by the cover art, and I've kind of bought blind. So I was really wanting to just share with you some of these albums to see if perhaps you'd be interested in listening to them as well, and maybe you feel the same as I do. So last year I picked up this. This is Susumu Yokota and Symbol, and he's a very clever little devil. He manages to record snippets from really well-known classical pieces, and then he wraps around instrumentation, beats, electronica in a really clever way. It's a wonderful, beautiful record, this, and I'm really pleased to have it. It's on Skin Tone Records. It's from, I believe it was 2004, but this is the 2021 reissue. And the first thing is just this beautiful picture of, I'll get out there. I had to find out more about this oil painting, and it's part of a much bigger oil painting by a pre-Raphaelite artist called John William Waterhouse, and it's depicting a Greek Roman was he prince, or I think he's some sort of character in Greek Roman times called Hylas, and Hylas is drawn to a drinking pool. This is the picture. You can see, this is a much bigger picture, and this is just a small part of it. But Hylas is drawn to this drinking pool, and these naked water nymphs draw him in and capture him. It's a beautiful painting, and I just absolutely love that. It's just a really fantastic, and yeah, it's a wonderful record to listen to. Electronic, classical, just very happy to have it, and I'd like to show this in the lounge or wherever, and it's a talking piece for people who see it and say, oh, what's that, So Hylas and the Nymph by John William Waterhouse. Very happy. And the album is Symbol by Susumu Yokota. Fantastic. Right, 3 more albums that I want to showcase, purely based on my initial reaction from seeing the album art. And I'm going to go to this because I don't have much classical music, but I picked this up because it just popped into my Facebook or wherever it was. And this is Tartini's Devil Trill Sonata, performed by Erica Morini. It's on Westminster Hi-Fi, and stunning performance, full of energy, full of detail, and it's a piece composed by Giuseppe Tartini, who apparently the story goes that he was in bed, had this crazy dream of the devil visiting him and playing very quickly with his fiddle at the end of his bed, and he woke up and composed the Devil's Trill. And look at that artwork. I mean, it's fantastic. It's just a beautiful illustration of the devil playing, and Tartini grabbing his fiddle, wanting to play with the devil, and so true audiophile record, beautiful recording. It wasn't a cheap record, but it's pressed at Palace, and it is mastered by Rainer Maillard at ML Berliner Studios, Germany. It's a stunning, beautiful classical piece of music, one of very few that I own, that I truly love. Very pleased with that. Okay, this next album I picked up, I love the photograph. The music I'm not so keen on. It's okay, it's fine, really good now and again, but I it's the photograph, it's the cover of the art that I really love. And it's Matthew Sweet's Girlfriend. It's on Music on Vinyl. It's a 1991 recording, but this is the 2017 reissue on music on vinyl. And I don't know who that is. I think it's Audrey Hepburn. I think. Anyway, I absolutely love the front cover of this. I love the way that she looks cozy on a cold winter's day, wrapped up in a fur coat, looking very content or inviting. I just think it's a wonderful picture. I do like a bit of photography, and I like a bit of looking at composition, and I saw that and I just fell in love with it. Music's fine, but I just absolutely love that pinkish glow it has as well. That's the back of it. Matthew Sweet's girlfriend. Yeah. Can't say much about the music, but I love that. Anyway, last but not least, an album which came out recently, got highly acclaimed, good reviews, but when I first saw the cover, and I was like, don't like that very much. It's a fantastic listen if you like gentle folk harmony, clever lyrics, but the front cover for me is something that I just find very grotesque, and it's this, A Beginner's Mind by Sufjan Stevens and Angelo De Agustin. Look at that for a cover. It's I'll take it off the hood. There we go, so you can see it better. There we are. So my apologies to the artist, D.H. Jasper, but it's pretty ghastly. But anyway, they wrote this album apparently in some sort of hideaway place. They spent a few weeks, I think, watching old classic movies, and that inspired them for each of the tracks to write a different song, which linked into a movie. And the lyrics are fantastic. You can, when you're listening to it and you're reading the lyrics, you can tell which film they're talking about. It's really clever. It's beautiful harmony, great music, and but that cover, when I saw it, I bought it fairly blind. I mean, I streamed it first before I bought it, but I just I hate it so much, so I actually quite like it. And this is the inner cover. You got a picture of Clarice from Silence of the Lambs. I can't remember what the actor's called. No, I'm having a brain fart. It came in a cardboard inner, unfortunately, but I cleaned it up and everything goes into a brand new MoFi inner sleeve anyway, so it's in great nick. Lyrics are on the back. Jodie Foster. There we are, Jodie Foster, that's who that is. Lyrics on the back, and as I say, each one is, back to Oz, or obviously that's Wizard of Oz, but it's a really lovely listen. If you like that kind of gentle melody, folky pop type music, thoroughly recommend it. A Beginner's Mind. It's 2021 on Asthmatic Kitty Records. Yeah. Most of you who watch my channel know that I'm perhaps more of a jazz person than general pop music, so no jazz music here today. So anyway, that's my small video today. So a couple of new records that I picked up, and a few records that have really impacted me in terms of blind buying, seeing the cover, and very pleased anyway. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next Marky-mark video. Bye bye.